Quick video today on something that I thought you guys would find interesting. This is a one-play score against cover 3, which obviously isn't that special since there are a number of ways of doing it, but this is, to the best of my knowledge, the only beater that gets past the middle third safety. And one of the few that you can actually create with just hot routes, which is pretty cool. So if you get into an obvious cover 3 situation that you maybe weren't expecting, you can always create this concept and take a shot out of nowhere, and your opponent likely will not be expecting it. So we'll go here with cover 3 sky out of a nickel set. And then to start off with, we'll just show it out of trips, but there's a number of ways we can go about it. I like play action. I feel like you get a little bit more time to do this. So I'll just pick a PA zone shot, but we're really gonna change the routes altogether. So there's a couple of things you need. In terms of aligning receivers to a side, I don't think it really matters. Usually I'm gonna have the strength set to the field, having more receivers to the field. This is going to work, but I believe if you run the strength of the offense to the boundary as well, I believe that should work as well. So what you're going to want to do is just straight up streak the slot guy. So Brown right here, he has to have a little bit of speed. He doesn't need to have the most, but he can't be like a slow guy here. Like normally Beasley would be here, and I'd swap him out just because he's way too slow to ever do this. The other thing you need is a smart routed dig from the solo guy over here. This can be a number of things. Like you could look for a play that actually has some of these things stock, so you don't have to, obviously hot route all of it into the play. But this can also be like a crosser. I don't think it can be a post, but you can just create this really quickly with 2 setups. You can get that 10-yard dig, and then over on this other side, you can do like a comeback. You could also do an in over here. I think you can also do an out and a curl, but comeback is really quick to do here. And what you'll see, so in this case, the deep third is the strong safety here, Jamal Adams. We will see, if I have a little bit of time in the pocket, how we can get above him, just like that. And we are able to catch that and get above that free safety for that score. So what I believe is happening is this safety is keying on this route here, because if I do like a drag or something else like that, this won't work at all. So this is very, very important. It doesn't look like it, but I believe he has some sort of key on that. He passes off the guy that runs right beside him, which obviously you would never want to do, because I think in the game he's saying at that point it's being passed off to the corner. Because the corner can leave the comeback route here. So the corner's free. If this was a streak over here, I believe the safety would run with him because the corner's not free. But in this case, the corner's free, so he lets him go. But the corner's, 5 to 10 yards outside, and if we throw an inside pass lead, he's never going to be able to catch up to that. So you can do this consistently over and over again. Obviously, the one big issue is, do you have the time in the pocket? But you're not going to be running shots over and over again. This is something you run here and there if you see it presented to you. Now, in terms of adjustments for them, most of the common adjustments are just going to make it worse for them and better for you. So any sort of shading or protecting the sticks or any of the zone drop stuff, if they mess around with any of that, what that means is that the slot guy right here gets a free release, and so you don't have to spend as much time in the pocket because he just runs right by the guy that should be getting hands on him, and he goes right at the safety. So we'll go ahead and just create our concept again. On our play action, you see he runs right by him and right over the top of the safety. Okay, and you can run this out of 2x2 as well. It doesn't need to be trips. So here I am in a doubles look. So another play action shot play that we're gonna recreate to fit what we need. So in this case, I just tried it out where my slot guy was set to the field and it didn't actually work out. But if I set it to the boundary, it does work out. So in some cases, it actually doesn't work out how we like it to be. But of course, if you take this into practice mode with your own playbook, you might be able to find what works for you, and you might actually be able to find something a little bit better than what I'm showing you here. But for the most part, it's going to look like something like this. You'll see that the safety comes down on the dig, and we just throw it inside over the top of him and rack catch that for our one-play score. So that's really cool, but here's where things are gonna get a little bit unfortunate for us. So what I was thinking initially when I found this is that, okay, there's a number of ways that we can beat cover 3 behind the corners. So in situations back like this, if I'm moving this back to the field here, there's lots of ways that we can get this streak or maybe a post or a crosser from the other side to get above the corner and outside of the free safety there. So this is one of them, just a streak right here with a comeback, and you throw that with an outside lead. That's another way that we can beat that. But, there's a lot of ways that this can manifest itself, in bunch and other formations as well. So, the good players are going to, kind of expect that a little bit, and they're going to start running halves over here. So if you run the common cover 3 beaters against a half there, you're not going to be able to get above that, right? I mean, you might be able to, throw this comeback after that, but you're not going to be able to get that score. So I was hoping, because we are beating the middle third safety here, that we'd actually be able to get around this common fix here. But unfortunately, it doesn't work out for us. So if I actually just reset this right here. Now, if they have the deep half to the side that the streak is coming from, you'll see it's not that the half gets there to play it. It's that then the middle third will play it differently, which is kind of interesting. So what happened here was that, if you recall what I was saying, the safety was able to come down on the dig because he was saying, okay, my corner has the seam or, potentially a post from the other guy. So he can say he's got him, so I can come down and clamp on the route coming over the middle. Even though he's nowhere near anywhere to make a play on that, that's just how the logic works out. But in this case, because he is a half and he's just a dumb corner going all the way to the deep half, now the safety knows he has to actually pick him up. So in a way, it ends up working out. So really, if you're running cover 3 and if you never want to get bombed, deep halves are always gonna be your way. But against mediocre players, you'll definitely be able to run this. Against better players, you still might be able to, because not a lot of people are running deep halves by default. Usually, it's something they add in once they get beat once. So that they can keep running cover 3 without getting beat again. So in the end, this doesn't really change anything, because you're kind of attacking the same coverage just in a slightly different way, and the counter to it is really the same. But that being said, I think it's still pretty interesting that you could potentially work around. This is something I was just kind of playing around with. I think you could maybe dig a little bit deeper. I know I will, to see if there's a way that we can get around these deep halves. I know that there's the cover 2 glitch where you send everyone to the one side and a post to the other side, but that's a little bit easy for the user to decipher. This is a little bit more interesting. I think that there could be something there, but otherwise it's something that you can definitely use in the meantime, because I think it works out a little bit funner than other ones. Okay, so that's it for this one guys, a short one. Hopefully we'll do another deep dive into some quarters concepts or something like that soon. But other than that, we'll see you guys in the next one.